Hello, hello, we are live again. Put something in the chat here. Let the YouTube algorithm do its thing, get some more people jumping on. How is your evening going? We got a couple people on right now. Hello, hello. Be sure that you are for watching. Smash the like button if you are watching. Got a few people hopping on right now. Thank you very much. Good evening. This is your stimulus check update for tonight. A little late night evening update. If you are watching right now, make sure you do go ahead and smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed, of course, as always. Great to see you all. Let me know down below in the chat, how is your evening going? Where are you tuning in from? A little late night update, how to hop on here on live, because we do have breaking news surrounding the next stimulus check, or actually this stimulus check, and that's the fact that it is going out and people are receiving it already. Again, very early this weekend, people are already receiving the stimulus check. So let me know down below in the comments where you are tuning in from in the chat box. And if you did receive your stimulus check yet, do let me know. I am curious. But we'll let YouTube algorithm do its thing and let a few people hop on here. If you're first tuning in, make sure you do go ahead and smash the like button. I would appreciate that. How is your evening going? How is your weekend going? Hello, hello. No check yet? Okay. That's fine. Alrighty. Okay. Fantastic. So yes, the stimulus check has started to go out. This is a lifeline for millions of Americans. Some people have already received their stimulus checks. We got a few comments on a couple of videos from previous updates that people have already received them. Hello, Clevius, if I pronounced that correctly, from Nashville, Tennessee. How are you doing? Hope you are well. Very good. So let's check out what is the latest and what do we know about the stimulus check going out. So, of course, as President Biden did sign the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill this week, the stimulus checks, according to the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, would have started going out this weekend. The White House had announced on Thursday that payments would start going out as soon as this weekend to those who have already had their direct deposit information on hand at Treasury and the Internal Revenue Service, or the IRS. So people that have already have their direct deposit information registered with the IRS, those are the people that would have started receiving those checks first. Processing of the first batch of stimulus payments began on Friday, and more will roll out in the quote coming weeks. An official with the Treasury Department had told reporters on a Friday call. By Saturday morning, several people had posted on social media about seeing their stimulus payments pending in their bank accounts. According to a person, this is Andrew Palmer, an IT consultant in Washington, D.C. He had tweeted Saturday morning, quote, "Stimulus hit my bank account. Thanks, Biden." Told CNN that he'll be using the $1,400 to pay off debt. A Missouri resident, Jarrell Jojo Royal, had told CNN that he has also started to receive the stimulus payment pending in his account. He started his job as a hotel assistant general manager on March 1st, and after being sent out or being out of work since May 2020, this will greatly help him. He had said, quote, "My mom passed away in June from lung cancer, so part of the money is for a family trip this summer with my siblings, and part of the money will be to pay off some medical debts." So this stimulus check will certainly be a lifeline for so many millions of people. Getting a few more comments in the chat here. Hello, Richard. He has not received his stimulus check yet. Hello, TN Couponer from Tennessee, doing very well. Hello, Ronnie from Mississippi, still no check yet. But thank you for the updates. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. So some people have started to receive this check yet, but the majority of Americans have not received their stimulus check yet. And how are you going to know? And when can you actually start tracking the status of your stimulus payment? Well, we do know that the stimulus track will start to be up and running this coming week. According to the IRS, they have updated the Get My Payment tool on its website with the information on the third round of stimulus checks on Saturday. You should be able to start checking the status of your stimulus check on the IRS's Get My Payment tool. And the agency had said on Friday that the tool was expected to be available on Monday. Now, the third round of the economic impact payments will be based on a taxpayer's latest processed tax return. So that could either be from 2020 or 2019. That includes anyone who used the IRS dollars tool last year or submitted a special simplified tax return. So if you're wondering what your income is going to be based on, it depends on the last filing that you did with the IRS, the last tax return. So if you did 2019 already, obviously I'm sure you did, then it will be based on that. But if you did 2020, then it will be based on that year's tax return. So it could be based on either year for this round of stimulus. Getting a few more comments in the chat here. Hello, William. He's on SSDI. No money yet. He'll likely, I assume if you have a Direct Express card, I assume it could be coming by card, but it could also be a bank account. Is that registered with a bank account? Is that debit card just a refillable debit card, or is it an actual bank account, William? I would be curious to hear. And yes, the first wave storm ops checked the Get My Payment tool. Eric already got his last night. According to Louisa, no, there is no extra money with the SSI. I don't know why people keep saying that. There is no extra funding that is going to be occurring with the SSI that is not in this stimulus bill. And we also know that, of course, people have still received their stimulus checks yet, but also still people have not received their stimulus checks from the last round of stimulus. So what do you do if you have not received your stimulus checks from the last round? Well, you're still probably going to have to do the amended tax return. You're probably going to have to claim that on your 2020 tax return if you have not received your stimulus check yet from the last round of stimulus. It is not coming. I wouldn't count on it. So be sure that you do file that tax return with the actual stimulus check credited onto the tax return, basically a credit rebate they're going to have to do, and your accountant could help you out with that. Again, people that will receive the full $1,400 cash amount are individuals earning less than $75,000 of adjusted gross income annually, heads of households earning less than $112,500, and married couples earning less than $150,000 annually. Those are the people that are going to be receiving the full $1,400. It will phase out from there, but the phase out is much faster under this round of stimulus. That is the difference. Unlike the prior rounds of stimulus, this time around, adult dependents and dependents of any age will qualify for the stimulus check. Before, it was only dependents that were under the age of 17, but now 17 and over, and all dependents will receive the full $1,400 as long as their fellow people that they are claimed as a dependent on their tax return also receive the full $1,400. In an example, a couple with 2 children could receive up to $5,600, and that doesn't even count the child tax credit if their children do qualify for that. So that's on top of the child tax credit if they're within those parameters as well. The money is expected to reach about 90% of families, according to an estimate from the Penn Wharton budget model. And the new income thresholds are, of course, based on that most recent tax return. So let's say you qualified for the first round of stimulus and even the second. Well, perhaps you might not receive the stimulus check this time around because if you already filed your 2020 tax return and you are above those income thresholds, so even though if you qualify for the first 2, you might not qualify for the third one. So that is also something to keep in mind. Let's see who is on right now. No, Lidolce, this will not help people with the SSI. It will not. There is nothing under this bill. So yes, Eric, the child tax credit under this legislation is an expanded, extended child tax credit. And the difference between this child tax credit and the normal child tax credit that's already put into practice before any stimulus went into place is that this one is actually paid out monthly. So families will not start receiving this money right away. It will take until July. July is when we're going to start seeing these payments start going out under the child tax credit. But again, you do have to be under those income thresholds. There are income thresholds to consider. And it's only for children up to the age of 17. So there's a certain amount for 0 to 6, and then there's a lower amount for 6 to 17. But after the age of 17, a child will not qualify for the child tax credit, and therefore you would not receive that money. According to TryCouponer, a lot of them will also get it on Wednesday. That's very much possible with the weekend and Sunday is, of course, a non-business day, a non-bank day. May's asking if SSI peeps get anything. Well, there's not going to be that SSI monthly payment that we heard of months and months and months ago. That is not in this bill. I don't know why people keep bringing that up. That is fine, though. I'm here to help. However, you would, of course, qualify for a stimulus check if you are a dependent. If you're a dependent and you're on SSI, you would qualify. When will people with Direct Express see a pending on their account? Well, if you're going to receive this check by direct deposit, you can start seeing those checks potentially hit your bank account this week. You might receive it by a debit card. So if that's the case, then it could take several weeks to start receiving that stimulus check. If you're receiving a paper check in the mail, it can also take several weeks as well. But people that receive the direct deposits, I would imagine that you'll see probably a slim majority of Americans would have already received that check by the end of next week, I would imagine, if they're on direct deposit, of course. Let's see, we're getting a few more comments here. Pray they don't mail mine to me. It would take 6 months right now. I live in the Philippines. Last thing was on my card. Well, William, if you are a U.S. citizen, I assume you would qualify for the stimulus check. But if you're a citizen of the Philippines, I don't think you would qualify for a stimulus check. So perhaps it's a Filipino stimulus, not a U.S. stimulus. I don't know what they're doing over there. We're only covering the American stimulus on this channel. But perhaps you do qualify for it if you're married to a U.S. citizen. You would qualify for it as long as you are married to a U.S. citizen. Thank you, William. Thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words there. So yes, the stimulus payments are going out. People are already receiving them. So that is great news. They're going out, I would imagine, even faster. Probably the fastest they've ever gone out, in my view. I could be wrong. Social Security and other federal beneficiaries will generally receive this third payment the way they receive their regular payments, according to the IRS. So a payment for this group is expected to be announced soon. It has not been announced just yet. Currently, only the people with direct deposit will start receiving them, and then it will be Social Security. So we're still waiting for Social Security and that announcement from the IRS. But if you're receiving Social Security through direct deposit, do expect a direct deposit. If you're receiving your Social Security benefits through paper check in the mail, then expect it by paper check in the mail. There are anomaly situations, as we saw with the last round of stimulus, that if you receive the first 2 rounds by direct deposit, perhaps you could receive this time around through debit card. There are certainly miscellaneous scenarios, and that could happen. The IRS could change the group, basically change your payment method. That is certainly a possibility. But the odds are, if you did receive the first 2 by direct deposit, almost 100% you're going to receive this round by direct deposit. But do keep in mind, it is possible that they could change the groups. A lot of direct express cards in this group. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th person asking about Direct Express. Well, Tranisha, again, if you did receive the first 2 rounds of stimulus through direct deposit, and that is a direct deposit bank account, you will likely receive it through direct deposit. So that means that it could potentially come as early as this weekend, or by the end of next week. I would imagine you will receive your stimulus check. If you did receive the first 2 rounds, or maybe one of the first 2 rounds, by a debit card in the mail, well, then you're probably going to have to wait several weeks to receive that debit card. We have not heard anything from the IRS or the Treasury so far about the mail-in paper checks and mail-in debit cards. So that is something that we're going to have to wait for. We're going to have to wait to hear from the IRS and the Treasury. I didn't understand the question, Debbie. Perhaps you could elaborate a little bit more. Let's see what else people are saying here. How are you guys doing? How was your evening? How was your weekend? Let me know down below in the chat. I'm curious to hear. Yes, thank you, Try Couponer. I do appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you're first tuning in, make sure you do go ahead and smash the like button. I would really appreciate that. Will help with the YouTube algorithm. So we're not hearing too much other than just some anecdotal evidence that people have received their stimulus check. These people are not lying. This is verified. But the tool, the Check My Payment tool, will be up and running, and you will be able to track the status of your stimulus check sooner than later. So that is certainly something to look out for, and certainly something to look at if you are patiently waiting for your stimulus check yet and you have not received it yet. Be sure to use that Check My Payment, Track My Payment tool. In the coming weeks, more batches of payments will be sent via direct deposit and through the mail as a check or a debit card, according to the agency. Some people may see the direct deposit payments as, quote, pending or as provisional payments in their accounts before the official payment date of March 17th, according to the IRS. So even though it might not be officially part of your bank account, it might not be available funds, it might be shown as pending. So you're going to have to wait for that to clear and eventually to say that it is part of your balance. Brenda, we do not know when the paper checks are going out. We have not heard anything from the IRS yet as far as the exact timing, and not one paper check, not one debit card has started to go out yet. That's something that is still tentative. We're going to have to wait for that announcement. But we do know for a fact that the direct deposits have started to go out and that they have been sent out, and millions of people are about to receive them. They're on the verge of receiving them, and some of those people have already received them, according to what we're hearing on social media and what sources are saying to media outlets. So do be patient. More updates are to come. This stimulus check will be coming. It is on the way. It is out. This is, of course, a very big deal because this is the largest stimulus check that we've received to date, $1,400. And so I do hope you guys receive your stimulus check sooner than later. I hope you guys receive it promptly and swiftly. And if you do receive it, as always, let me know. And we're going to be doing more updates in the future, so you can always communicate in the comment section on YouTube. It's a great way to communicate with others. So I am curious to hear if you will receive your stimulus check yet in future updates. And we'll be hearing more from the IRS and the Treasury as time does go on. And potentially the rumor of a fourth stimulus check we'll also be discussing. Charlie Kubman, I'll probably, if I do qualify, maybe I do, I will be investing that money, saving it. I'm also working on my first little secret. Didn't really tell you guys yet, but might as well tell you on this live. Essentially, I'll be doing my first real estate transaction, and that money will probably go towards some miscellaneous costs and other expenses that might come just naturally with closing costs, things like that. So that will be on this YouTube channel, though. I did not announce that yet, but it will be on this YouTube channel. I'll be essentially documenting my first real estate purchase, my first rental property purchase. That is where my stimulus check would be going. Debit card's going on the 28th. Let's take a look at if we could find, to just make sure we want to verify that. I want to make sure we can verify that before announcing that on this channel. Let's see what we're hearing. Nothing just yet. Let me do a bit more in-depth search here. We do an exact search of that date just to make sure that we could find that out, Clydell. Just want to make sure that we could verify that. Not seeing anything just yet. Perhaps you could paste a link there in the chat or the comment section to make sure that we could find that exact source, that report that President Biden did announce that. I know he did speak on, well, a few days ago. He had signed the check on Thursday, so that was rather soon. Are you sure that President Biden said that? I know he did his primetime address when he announced that the stimulus check or stimulus bill was signed and that the vaccines would be available to all adults in every state by May 1st. But I do not recall that being an announcement that he said that the debit cards and the paper checks would start going out on those respective dates that you had posted. Perhaps you could put a link into the report in the comment section of the chat. We can check that out, Clydell. Just want to verify that. Glenn did not get his stimulus check yet, and he has direct deposit. Well, if you're on SSI, the SSI people will be coming after direct deposit people. So first direct deposit, and then Social Security into the accounts of SSI people afterwards. those people will be subsequent. It will not be at the same time simultaneously. That is a subsequent group, and we are still waiting to hear when SSI people will receive stimulus checks. Glenn wants to do business with me, invest my money in business. Well, that would require contractual agreements there, get kind of legal, and I don't want to bind anyone or bind anyone else to my investments just yet, perhaps in the future. But this first one is just going to be all me as far as my first rental property purchase. But we could perhaps open up Cone Capital in the later years in the future. Cone Capital, where we can open up a fund there and people can start investing. But I believe that would be it for this stimulus check update. We're going to be waiting to hear more from the administration, and the White House press secretary, I'm sure, will be asked questions regarding these stimulus checks and probably vaccines and other matters in the coming days. So we'll be covering it all right on here in this channel. This is, of course, your one-stop shop for everything in regards to stimulus. If you did enjoy this video, as always, give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button, make sure you are subscribed, click that big red button, as well as the notification bell as well. And if you'd like to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use my links down below with Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases, and you'll get stocks when you refer other people and your friends and family. So do be sure to use my links down below in the description. But thank you for watching this live stream. More updates are to come. See you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you watching. Thank you.